All right, welcome back. We're going to continue the conversation with comedian Andrew Schulz and get into the early days of his career and what led to his success. You've blown up. I was just talking, like, when did this happen for you? But it feels to me, like it's within the last 5 years.
Yeah, probably.
Your life's professionally.
Big time.
Your life has changed in the last 5 years.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's it's definitely changed in the last 5 years for sure. But you go through these like weird things. Like I got success kind of early on MTV, and I was doing all these shows on MTV. Never really got any attention from like the stand-up world, but I was always doing stand-up at the time. And that was at a time where like as a stand-up, you needed to get success at something else you didn't care about to do stand-up. Like all these stand-ups didn't want to act, but like the idea was, all right, if I act, I get to do stand-up, right? So I do stand-up. I would come and do these shows here. I would do like Red Eye here.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, all the time. Like Bill Schulz actually is my like second cousin.
Really?
How random is that?
Yeah. I used to do Red Eye. It was one of my first. Yeah. That was one of my first entries into Fox.
Yeah. So an actual family member. Yeah. And like we connected when I was going to do Red Eye once, and he was like, "I think that we're related," and I was like, "How?" And I was like, "Yeah, my dad is your dad's cousin."
Really?
How crazy is that?
Yeah.
So I would just do these, and then like all that kind of stuff dried up, and I was doing the podcast with Charlemagne, which thank you, Fox News, whoever you assigned to listen to that every single week. I see you guys post that all over the internet. We are the #1 political analyst show in America. We are. We are a very important show.
I think it's because you're doing something really good with Charlemagne.
I agree with you.
Well, I'm sure you do.
Anytime you compliment me, I agree with you.
I'm sure you do. No, but here's why. A, we so rarely get to see people who have different points of view, but still like each other and are friends. Yeah. And B, you're both thoughtful. Even though Charlemagne's given me Donkey of the Day at least once, maybe twice.
No!
Oh, yeah.
For what? What'd you do?
Oh, I was on ESPN defending. No, I wasn't even defending. They had a big debate during our big race. Our big race. You know, we're going to re-examine everything in America. Period of time. Yeah. And they tore down the statue of Kate Smith in front of the Philadelphia Flyers where they play because she sang some wonderful version of "God Bless America." They made a statue, but in the 20s and 30s. She also sang some racist song. Oh, wow. Which, by the way, I'm sure she said, I want to do that song. Yeah. Like a woman was not getting to pick her songs in the 20s and 30s. Yeah. I'm like, hey, this doesn't solve anything to tear down her statue. Yeah. And you're diminishing her life into this one thing. Yeah. And for that, of course, everybody on set, Stephen A., they were all mad at me. But and Charlemagne gave me Donkey of the Day. Yeah.
Huh, interesting. I mean, I got to see how racist the songs were and how much they were on there.
They were very racist.
They were really bad? Yeah. Oh, boy. Now I kind of want to listen. Oh, man. But, I mean, less women statues, right? How many do we need? You know what I mean? We got the Statue of Liberty done. You got the one. You know what I mean? Like
you got the big one.
The first thing you see when you come to America, you see this broad holding a light. You're like, she's got to be exhausted. Why? You know? Who's that? It's Paul Revere. That's what most people think when they come to America. Did you know that?
What?
They thought it was Paul Revere.
The Statue of Liberty?
They thought the Statue of Liberty was Paul. There was one if by sea.
Do it. You can do it.
What is it? One if by sea, two. It's one by land, two by sea. I mean, it's gonna be sea. They're coming from England. Why did they even have a way of demarking if they're coming from land? Did they come from Canada? There's no way they're marching down through Canada.
And Trump has been thinking about it ever since. That's why he wants Canada
we might
back.
need to take it back. How much fun is the idea of taking land again? You know what I mean?
Real fun.
It is kind of fun. Like,
who doesn't want Greenland?
Everybody. No, we shouldn't take land. You know what I mean? Oh, where's my camera? I think, but here's the thing. Do we know what the Greenlanders think? I mean, what an upgrade.
There's 50,000 of them.
Yeah.
I mean, even if they don't think, even if they don't want it, that's a big super PAC ad blitz and we're good.
I think that we could convince them. It's hearts and minds.
We could.
Hearts and minds. Just show them Miami in December. Right? When they're freezing off in a tuk-tuk or whatever in Greenland, just be like, this is what it looks like in Miami in December. And then you're on board. What do they got over there? They got minerals? Is that the idea?
That's what they say. They got a lot of land. Most of it covered in ice.
Yeah, but we don't want the land. We're not going to do anything over there.
Back to your point. I like more land.
Oh, got it. I kind of like conquering, I think.
There's only 50,000.
That's a good point. Why doesn't Canada do that? Why doesn't Canada just like take over a Caribbean island?
What has Canada ever taken over?
Let me think about that. Nothing, huh?
Okay, did you?
Damn.
This is a pre-tape, so I don't care how long you take.
But did they? They haven't taken over anything?
I don't. Canada has never been.
Is this how people are talking in Russia right now? And like,
let's take Ukraine.
Yeah, and are they having like a fun convo on like a news show?
Well, I'm sure that's how Canadians feel about this conversation.
I wonder if they take us like really serious. They must take us serious, right?
The Canadians?
Or just the whole world when we're having these conversations, because I 50%.
You have to take Donald Trump seriously.
Yeah.
That's the thing, and I don't know how. Well, okay, I believe this is the difference between the left and the right.
Yeah.
The right takes Donald Trump seriously, but not literally.
Yes.
The left takes Donald Trump literally, but not seriously.
Interesting. Oh, that's good.
It's not mine.
Oh, who said that one?
I don't know.
Who said that?
Selena Zito.
Send her back to where she's from. No, guys, take me literally, not serious. Which one would it be?
And that, by the way,
seriously, not literally.
It's, by the way, how you consume comedy.
Yes.
You know, I'll take what you say literally.
Yeah,
but
don't
there's
take
some
anything
seriousness to what you have to say.
Yeah, there's like an emotional truth. Like the best example of that is like, take my wife, please. You know that old like Borscht Belt joke that those guys? It's like a one-liner. It's like, take my wife, please.
Yeah.
And it's this idea like, there's going to be moments where your wife's annoying you, and you're like, okay, well, if somebody wants to take her, that's fine. Do you want your wife to leave? No. You love your wife. You love your family. You want everything about it. There's a moment where you have this emotional reaction. Someone cuts you off in traffic, and you're like, I hope that car flips over. And then 10 seconds later, you're like, oh my God, that would be horrible if that car flipped over. You know? So it's like, yeah, comedy is this knee-jerk emotional reaction to thing, and then 10 seconds later, we become a regular human being again. So don't take me too seriously.
Okay, but back to you and Charlemagne.
Yes.
So you represent a thoughtfulness, a differing point of view.
Good faith conversations. I think that's...
And honest.
Yeah, it's like, I think a lot of content now is like, there's like reaction channels. Everything is like reaction. And then dunking setups, right? And it's like, we've been friends for over a decade, like very close. So neither of us wants to like dunk on one another to get some social media followers. So we have these good faith arguments as friends do, which is what people do at the bar. Like that's what actually happens when you go out. Your friends have different opinions, and it's not as tribal. You disagree. It could be about sports, it could be about politics, about culture, but whatever it is. And yeah, to me, I think it's like an actual... I would never admit this, even though I'm going to admit it, but I think it's kind of an important show because we have different viewpoints on the current administration. I think probably I'm more optimistic and he's more pessimistic, but we have the same goal for America.
I know it's a different conversation for cable news. It's not reactionary and it's not dunking, but Andrew Schulz was an incredibly sincere man, shook everybody's hand on that set. The full interview, by the way, the full 40 minutes will be on the Will Cain Show digital feed, which you can get at Spotify or on Apple. And his new comedy special, Life, is up now on Netflix. I really enjoyed. More with Andrew Schulz, which we will air for you here tomorrow as well.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.